Do you recommend like an executive coach or a more general coach for everyone? Like, do you feel like that's always going to be beneficial no matter where you are in life?
I personally, I do. I think that that's the coach that I will probably always have. It may not be the same person all the time forever, and maybe it will be for a while. I don't know. Yeah, I can't answer that part because I think it's just going to depend on everybody. So far for me, I've been with the same coach for um, 5 years or 7 years on and off. I think we started in 2015, it's 2022. So about 7 years on and off. We did have a couple of years where we were not, he was not my coach. He had shifted into working with different kinds of clients, and I was assigned another coach. But we ended up reuniting again. And so I've been with him for the longest. And it's really been helpful because one of the benefits you get from having somebody like that is they were there for the very early goals. They remember like what you said 7 years ago, when now it's like you have this thing, but they're there to remind you. You remember when you didn't have any of this? You remember when you said this would be like the most incredible goal to accomplish, and now you live that life, you get to do that. And actually, I was on a call with Steve, my coach, not too long ago, where we reflected on some of those early goals that I set back in 2015 when I was telling him, here's what I think is important to me. Here's what I think I want to do. And I wasn't really certain. So I wasn't exactly sure, but again, it's important to start. It's better to start moving towards something than not move at all. So he got me moving towards a few things, and fast forward 7 years. And for me, some of the biggest goals back then had to do with family, had to do with those personal relationships, friendships, and family relationships. And that for me was a big one. And so over the course of 7 years, I see how far I've come, but it's nice to have a coach who was there at the beginning because he can also reflect objectively in a way that I cannot. Sometimes there are things I forget, but he has them in his notes, so he can literally just go back into his notes and find it. So I think it is helpful to have somebody who can just overall looks, because as financial coaches or marketing coaches or piano coaches or fitness coaches, nutrition coaches come and go, because you might not need one all the time. At some point you might say, hey, I've got my fitness in a good place. I feel good about it. I've got my own good routines. I think I'm set for now. You might say goodbye to a fitness coach for a little while. You might say goodbye to a nutrition coach. You might say goodbye to a financial coach for a little while. But your overall kind of coach, your executive coach, that person might be the one who stays with you the longest because there might be other areas you need help with. So I think that, yes, to answer your question, it is beneficial to have somebody like that most of the time.